Hello. How's it going? Can you hear me? Does the sound good? Sound okay? How are you doing? How y'all doing? Sounds good. How y'all doing? I'm trying. I'm trying a southern accent right now. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Yeah, it's not. It's not very good, I guess. Is it good? Yeah, cool. This is going to be a live stream where we're going to discuss magical questions, and I wanted to remind you guys that the School of Adults has begun. So some of you have not joined the Telegram group yet, which you should do. Yeah. So if you signed up for the School of Adults, you should have received an email with the link to join a Telegram group. Uh, if that hasn't happened, or if you have not received one, you should message the support of the Grail of the Serpent. Okay, Grail of the Serpent support at grailoftheserpent.com. But hopefully everybody received the link. Yeah, good. So, but I also want to let you know that you can still sign up for it. Okay? So you can still sign up for the School of Adams for the next couple of days. I don't know how long I'm going to leave it up there. And you can request an appointment. I mean, in fact, we had, I think, two people join yesterday, request an appointment yesterday, which means, you know, scheduling a call to apply for the School of Adams. And you can still do that. So if you're interested in that, please use this link to sign up for it. I just put it into the chat. All right. So, do we have any questions so far? I see people are joining. More and more people are coming in. That's great. That's great. Yeah, more and more people are coming in. Awesome. So, um, a couple of things that I would want to talk about today. I mean, I'm going to leave it up to you, really. Uh, do you want to have a little chat about astrology? and future predictions, or do you want to talk about a specifically magical topic, like a witchcraft topic? The strawman asks, "Will the School of Adam's Zoom meetings be available to replays for replay so we can continue to absorb the info in case we miss anything?" Of course, yes. There is a PDF that you're going to find in your email very soon. It's going to give you an outline on everything. All right, but the most important thing is that you join the Telegram group. Right, so everyone who signed up should have received an email with a link to join a Telegram group. That's the most important thing, and everything else is going to be outlined in the Telegram group. Good. All right, so please let me know, guys. What do you want me to talk about? Astrology and future predictions, or something more focused on actual witchcraft, like spell casting, evocation, spirit work, any of those things? Please let me know. Please let me know. Future predictions and evocation. Well, that's not part of the same topic, my friend. I just said future predictions and astrology, or something more witchcraft. Just would include evocation. Well, okay. Anyway, somebody else says astrology. Okay, cool. So let's talk about astrology. Talk about astrology. Let's talk specifically about the next 10 years. All right. The next 10 years uh, going to be a challenging time. Going to be a challenging time. Right? There's this aspect where when you look at, let's say, the birth chart of the United States, for instance, you can find an aspect that is Uranus and uh, and Jupiter, right? And when Uranus creates a certain alignment with Jupiter, there will always war. There was always war for the United States. Okay, so this aspect is going to happen right around 2026, and then stay there. Right? We had the same aspect, you know, during the Civil War, during the Second World War, during multiple different wars. Right? So when I look at specifically the development for the US, which is where most of you guys live, and from an astrological point of view, this decade is going to be incredibly challenging for you guys. All right. So by the way, I predicted the last outcome for the last election. I predicted that. And I predict right now, I predict an end of the American democracy as we know it by around 2026. All right. So it's very likely either you're going to have a secession where certain parts are going to split off from others, or a civil war that is likely to happen. Not with 100% certainty, but some massive crisis, and you're not going to have a new election afterwards. So I would say 2024 is going to be the last election for America. So America is going to go through massive uh, problems. Right? They're way more than just economic problems. You're gonna have literal problems when it comes to you're gonna have problems literally relating to uh, the safety of everything. Okay. Now, I don't know to what extent you're watching the news or following following things, but uh, other countries are essentially ganging up on America. Yeah, somebody mentioned BRICS nations here. Um, he says, does the BRICS nations agreement on dumping the dollar play into this? It is foreplay. Yeah, it is going to weaken the dollar a little bit. But when you look at the volume, the petrodollar and the euro dollar are two different things. What do I mean by petrodollar? Petrodollar is essentially the dollar is being used to buy oil, right? Then there's the so-called euro dollar, which is the dollars used for other transactions, such as, I don't know, let's say you go on a vacation into a country and you can only buy things in dollar over there. So you're going to use dollars for that transaction, right? So outside of the petrodollar system, there's still a lot of dollars used, right? And the ratio between petrodollar and this other volume of dollars is around 4 to 1. Okay. So yes, the petrodollar not being used anymore is going to hurt America or hurt the dollar, sorry. But it's not the end of the world. It's going to be massive inflation. It's going to hurt a lot, and it's the beginning of the end. But it's not gonna end the dollar right away. Right? No. Uh, let's see. One of the best live streamers on the web. Once again, great. Good to see you, Frank. How are you? Well, thank you. Appreciate that. So what I'm saying is, um, right now we see a power grab by the World Economic Forum. Okay, so you can say whatever you want, but American politicians are all bought. They're all basically compromised in some way or another. The same applies to European politicians, by the way. I'm not saying that that's any better over here because they're also owned by the World Economic Forum, right? But uh, American politics. Let's stick with the politicians in America. They're all compromised. They're either they get blackmailed or um, bribed or whatever, right? To move along with the agenda of the World Economic Forum, which is the following thing. They just want to reset the system and then arise as the one global power, right? One global power where everything is centralized in terms of control. And that's what we would call communism 2.0. Now, communism 2.0 means the following thing: a centralized authority that calls the shots, the World Economic Forum. We got a central bank that issues currency. Everyone, that's the plan. Everyone, you, me, everyone, should have one account with the central bank, and you get your money directly from the central bank. Now, this money is going to be digital money, and it's going to have an expiration date, which means the following thing: like an expiration date on the dollar or on your money means that you can't save it. There's nothing to save because, I mean, a month later it's not worth anything anymore. You can't make investments, correct? You can't invest anything because it's not worth anything. All of these things. So your your economic status is basically going to be um, cemented in, and they're gonna sell it as a good idea because everybody now has the same thing, right? So it's communism. Everybody has the same, but in reality, the 1% are still going to be in control of all of their assets, right? So they want to cement the distribution of wealth. So the rich right now, or the elites, are getting scared. Why? Because the financial system, you can't keep it going. The fiat money system is done, right? So how do you keep it running? That's a good question. Nobody knows how to keep it running, and they know that it's just a matter of time until everything is going to collapse, right? And they decided that they will not lose. They won't lose. So what they're going to do is they want to what they've been doing for the last couple of years is stealing all the assets with cheap money. And once this Once this money printing is over, once the fiat system collapses, they're going to introduce a universal basic income, and they're going to have theirs. They're going to have all their assets. They're going to have all the wealth, and everybody with a centralized in a centralized system like that can't attack their position anymore. It's over. Because what if you do something that they don't like? They just stop you from being able to pay your rent or buy food. You know, and that's the plan. That's where we're headed. And unfortunately, it is going to work. That's also what the astrological predictions would say. Unfortunately, it will work for a certain amount of time, not forever, because at the end of the 2030s, at the end of the 2030s, um, or maybe the mid 2030s, that system is also going to be exposed as not working. But until then, they're actually going to implement that. The only chance that you're going to have to escape that is you got to find a way to have assets outside of the system, okay, in some way or another. Hope all is well, love you. Thanks. Damn, I gotta get rich now. I thought we had till 2030. You have 2 years, my friend. 2 years maybe. 2025. So 2 years, 2 to 3 years, and then it's pretty much set in stone. Doesn't look good. Doesn't look good. So for those of you who can leave Europe and America, you should leave Europe and America because not all places in the world are going to go along with this agenda. Okay, there are still places in the world who will be relatively free, at least when it comes to your wealth and your assets. You see, so try to get out of Europe and America. That would be the best idea. Besides that, what I mean, I don't know what's keeping you there, anyways. For real. I mean, yeah, if you got family, maybe if you got kids and all that stuff, yeah, I understand. But if you can, in any way, shape, or form, if you can leave in any way, shape, or form, leave. It's not going to get better. It's going to get worse. And listen, this. You think civil war is an exaggeration? In 2 to 3 years, mark my word. In 2 to 3 years, remember what I've been saying on this live stream. You said, "Hey, Frank was saying something like that, right? Something like that's going to happen." And that's clear. Many astrologers, actually the absolute majority of astrologers, agree with his assessment. It's clear as day. Clear as day. What's going to happen is not going to be nice. Not going to look good. Believe me. Uh, yeah. So when you look at astrological alignments, their meaning comes from the following thing. Astrology is a very ancient science. And for thousands and thousands and thousands of years, people were people had people were observing or have observed the night sky, right? And what they found was that certain planetary alignments connect and indicate certain events. You know, and at the end of the day, I mean, quantum physics really explains astrology. Okay, so astrology is not really that abstract. It's actually just it's a non-physical connection and interaction between forces that are not easy to see. But it's quantum physics. Astrology is quantum physics, right? So when you understand astrology and can read the charts and whatnot, you'll be able to predict what's going to happen. It's really clear. I mean, straightforward like that. It's really straightforward like that. So um, The let me guess. Hold on, let me think. How do I put it? As you read those charts and as you learn more about what's going on with those energies and combine that with historical data and whatnot, you get a very clear picture of what's going to happen. Now, even listen, in January, or was it February? I think in February, I did a call for the people that I teach on the afterlife path working. I did a live call, and I taught them, or was giving them a presentation on astrology and astrological events and predictions on what's going to happen within this year and the next 10 years, right? And I told them back then, maybe somebody's on here who was on that call, but I was telling them specifically that mid to end March, we're going to see a big upheaval. We're going to see a big upheaval with a small, with a little guy is going to try to create a little bit of chaos, against the system and whatnot, right? So what did we see? We saw a lot of problems in Israel. We saw a lot of problems in France. That was crazy. France was burning, man. We saw a lot of stuff in, you know, you, you probably didn't see a lot of those things, right? But there are a lot of things going on in England as well, Germany, you know. So you saw a lot of upheaval, and that was clearly visible in the chart and in the aspects that were happening. There was a Uranus aspect that was indicating that mid to end March. It was clearly visible, and I told everyone mid to end March we're going to see a lot of stuff like that happening, and it's going to take place till around May, and then it's gonna die off, and then till 2025 it's going to be pretty calm again, and then 2025 things shit will go crazy. Shit will go crazy, and that's going to be true as well. And for America specifically, I'm just talking about America so much because most of you guys live there. It's chaos. 2025, 2026. I'd say 2026 could be. It's already going to be chaos with the election because nobody's going to accept the result of the next election. Nobody. It's going to be. You think 2020 was chaos? 2024 is going to be a shit show. It's going to be horrible. And yeah, and they say BlackRock is going to go out of business. I don't think they will. Who is saying that? Really? Who's saying that? I don't think BlackRock can go out of business. BlackRock is the economy. They own everything. Do you recommend any book or something that could help us understand astrology? No, I don't recommend books. I don't recommend a book because they all say the same thing. You're not going to get different information in one book versus another. Robert Kiyosaki. Oh, gee, yeah, Robert Kiyosaki. Listen, Robert Kiyosaki is so full of shit. It's not even funny. Robert Kiyosaki is the one of the biggest scammers out there, man. Get out of here. This guy, uh, I don't even listen to anything that Robert Kiyosaki says. It's just fear mongering. It's fucking doom porn, and it's bullshit, man. It's not. He thrives off of this stuff. He thrives off. Oh, this is gonna happen. This is gonna, bro. This guy predicted 50,000 financial collapses in the last 10 years. So Robert Kiyosaki, fuck that guy. I don't listen to that guy. Yeah, doctors, nurses, teachers, and public transport workers been on strike nonstop and protesting like crazy here in the UK. Yeah. Um, yeah. So what I want to say is get out of the system. Excuse me. But what I'm saying is this is only beginning. This is not going to get better. It's only going to get worse. 2026 is going to be chaos. If you can, in any way, shape, or form, leave America and leave Europe. How can we read? How can I read my own charts to understand myself better? Well, you would have to know um, the different planets, the different houses, the interpretation of those, and then you also have to understand the um, the different aspects that the planets uh, form with each other, right? And then you would have to be able to interpret those. I mean, I read my chart. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's the same answer, you know. You need to get that information, then you need to be able to interpret it. So, what do the planets mean? What are the important positions? What are the important planets? Where do they sit? What aspects do they build? And so on and so forth. You know? So all of these things need to be looked at. How can I begin to learn those things? I'm ignorant of the path, to be honest. Google, Google information, and then learn. That's it. I mean, hmm, do you guys want me to create a financial astrology course or something like that? That would be of interest to you, because you can use astrology to invest in the markets as well. So, would you guys be interested in that financial astrology course or something like that, or a financial astrology program? But, bro, but it would have to contain. I would have to go through a lot of other things as well. So just the astrology stuff is not enough. I would have to teach you about the stock market. I would have to teach you about different financial instruments, and then how to use all of those combined with astrology. So I mean, so how much are you guys able to pay for that? That would be my question, because that's a shitload of work. That is a lot of work. How much would be able to put up for that? You know, I mean, that's not something I can put up, or it's not worth my time to do all of that for just like a little bit, you know. So yeah, so we'll see. We'll see. We'll see if I'm going to do that. But right now, I have to focus on the School of Adults a little bit. But the curriculum for the School of Adults has already been created, so we'll see. We'll see. In any case, I'm busy. I'm very busy. Busy man. Busy man. Busy man. But you know where business comes from? We're busy. Busy. Business comes from the word business. Business. Busy. Okay, so uh, all right. So, what are some investments to make to get off the grid? You mean like I'm not listen. I'm not going to give you financial advice here. I'm not going to tell you some stocks or whatever. Is South America going to be a good place to live where when crap hits the fan? I don't know, man. I have not looked into South America to be honest. Maybe, but it's dangerous as fuck. South America is dangerous. I don't know about South America to be honest. So even if I say something, don't take it 100% serious here for this topic for South America because I've never been to South America. I've been to Cuba, but that's not South America. So I can't tell you about those places, you know. So I've heard good things about Colombia, but that's about it. You know, that's about it. Uh, but I mean, ideally, your income does not come from an employer. If you can make money on the internet or something like that, you you should get the fuck out of wherever you are. Like, just I think you can live really, really well for 1,500 bucks a month. You can live very well in Thailand, for instance. You know, the Philippines are also a good place to live. Uh, yeah, Dubai is good. Singapore is good. Bali is good. You can go to all of those places. You can live there. Great places. Don't come to Europe. Don't come to Europe. Europe is shit. Europe is it's not as bad as America when it comes to the situation right now, but it will. I mean, it's not great either. It's people here are pissed. I'm telling you, people here are not happy. People here are not happy, which is understandable. You got a fucking insane tax rate. You're taxed into oblivion for nothing, you know. And it's just a bad situation right now, and that is not changing. That's not changing. It's going to get worse. Like I said, 2026, 2026, American Civil War 2.0. Yeah. And I mean, listen, okay, I haven't been to America in a while, for 4 years now, but like 3.5 years, 4 years, I don't know. But I think everybody knows. Half the country hates the other half. Nobody's getting along. Everybody's broke. Everybody's struggling. And it's just a fucking shit show. Everything's falling apart. The infrastructure is done. It's fucked. It's just very, very hard, man. I guess. I mean, the people that I talk to over there, they're really not doing well. I mean, my friends aren't doing well. Let's say I know a bunch of business people over there. So yes, so they're doing well, but they're just doing well because uh, they have money, right? But the average person is not doing well at all. So is there a website where we can see the order of the planets in the future, like an astrological clock? Um, well, there are astrological programs where you type in the data and they show you the charts for different times. You know, so if you want to see what the planets are going to look like or what position the planets are going to have in 2026 for America, you just type in the birth data for America, which is like the time and date when it was founded, and then you type in for what date you want to have the the astrological data, and then it goes on and calculates that and shows you another map. You know, there are many astrological programs like that. I don't know anyone online, but I have some on my computer. All right. Good. Okay. I just wanted to check in. Um, but I'm gonna go live again this week, a couple times, right? Just to give you an idea of what's going on. So it's truly as above support. Yes, absolutely. It is as above support. But I talk to you soon. Bye bye.